For thousands of years, hospitals waited for people to become sick, but by 2100, they existed to keep humanity healthy.
The first hospital of the future was your own home.
The world's smallest doctors would spend every second protecting your life. Artificial intelligence didn't replace surgeons. It made impossible precision possible. The greatest medical breakthrough wasn't curing disease, it was preventing it. Doctors could finally see the invisible before it became dangerous. Medicine stopped treating diseases and started treating people. The hospitals of tomorrow looked less like institutions and more like nature itself. Some of humanity's greatest medical discoveries would be made far above the earth. Imagine a world where the greatest miracle wasn't living longer, but living healthier every single day.
The healthcare systems of the early 21st century were built to fight illness, not to prevent it.
As humanity lived longer, caring for health became one of civilization's greatest challenges. Medicine entered a new era when doctors stopped working alone. The greatest diseases of the century often developed silently for years before anyone noticed. The future of medicine would not begin in the emergency room. It would begin years earlier. The most important medical record of the future was written inside every cell of your body. Healthcare quietly followed people everywhere, without interrupting their lives. Diseases recognized no borders, so neither did the scientists fighting them. The hospital of the future wasn't a building. It was an entire healthy community. The future of healthcare would no longer measure success by the number of lives saved, but by the number of illnesses that never happened. The first symptom of illness was no longer pain. It was a tiny pattern only artificial intelligence could see. Heart disease no longer arrived without warning. It announced itself years in advance. Sometimes the eyes revealed the future long before the brain realized it. The greatest cancer treatment of the future happened before cancer truly existed. Healthcare began its most important work long before adulthood. In the future, your food would become your first prescription. Even while humanity slept, healthcare quietly continued protecting every life. Doctors no longer waited for patients to ask for help. They arrived before danger ever appeared. The greatest medical miracle of the century was the illness that never happened. By the year 2100, humanity discovered the greatest form of medicine. The surgeon of 2100 never worked alone. Every movement was supported by intelligence beyond human limits. Precision reached a level where even a heartbeat could be repaired, one cell at a time. Distance no longer decided who could receive the world's best medical care. For the first time in history, surgeons could practice the operation before touching the patient. The safest surgeon wasn't faster. It was more precise than nature had ever allowed. Saving a life was no longer enough. Medicine now protected every memory that made a person who they were. In emergencies, every second mattered, and artificial intelligence gave humanity more of them. The future measured successful surgery not by survival, but by how quickly life could begin again. No matter where humanity traveled, the world's greatest surgeons could always be there.
The greatest advance in surgery was never the robot. It was giving every human surgeon the ability to save more lives than ever before.
The smallest doctors in history never slept. They protected every heartbeat and every second of your life.
By the year 2100, many infections ended before the immune system even noticed them.
Heart disease no longer waited decades to develop. It was repaired before damage could spread.
Cancer became easier to defeat because it was discovered when it was only a single cell.
Medicine no longer traveled through the entire body. It arrived exactly where it was needed. Healing no longer depended only on time. It became an active biological partnership. Your body quietly told its story every second. And medicine finally learned how to listen. Doctors no longer guessed what was happening inside the body. They could see it unfolding in real time. The future of medicine wasn't about fighting disease. It was about protecting health every moment of every day. The smallest invention humanity ever created became one of the greatest protectors of human life. By 2100, the most extraordinary factory on Earth no longer built machines. It grew human life.
A replacement heart no longer came from another person. It came from you. Printing no longer belonged only to paper. It became the technology that rebuilt life itself. The waiting list for organ transplants slowly disappeared because every patient could grow their own. Every organ was perfected in the digital world before it ever entered the human body. The greatest medical success was watching people return to the lives they thought they had lost forever.
Even the breath of life could now be grown with extraordinary care. Medicine stopped accepting permanent injury and began rebuilding possibility.
The future wasn't measured by how long people lived, but by how fully they lived. For thousands of years, humanity searched for donors to save lives. By 2100, hospitals no longer waited for patients. They traveled wherever humanity needed them.
Distance was no longer a medical disadvantage.
For most people, the future hospital was simply their own home.
Some of tomorrow's greatest medicines would come from the oceans that had healed themselves. Even Earth's harshest environments became laboratories for saving lives. The first hospital on the moon became proof that healthcare could follow humanity anywhere. Healthcare became one of humanity's first permanent companions beyond Earth. Some medicines could only be created where gravity disappeared. One healthcare system, serving an entire planet and beyond. Wherever humanity builds a home, healing will always arrive first. The greatest breakthrough of the 22nd century wasn't living longer. It was staying healthy while doing it. By 2100, birthdays mattered less than biological health. The future didn't stop time. It helped the body repair itself as time passed. Longevity was no longer a mystery hidden inside rare families. It became a science available to everyone. Retirement slowly transformed into reinvention.
Age was no longer measured by years, but by the freedom to keep exploring. The most precious thing medicine protected was not only life, but memory. Longer lives gave humanity something even more valuable: more time together. A century of life became a century of contribution.
Humanity's greatest dream was never immortality. It was having enough healthy years to fully live, love, and leave the world better than we found it. By the year 2100, medicine no longer asked, "What disease do you have?" It asked, "Who are you?"
The era of one medicine for everyone had quietly come to an end. Before treatment began, medicine already knew the outcome. Every life-saving decision was tested thousands of times before a patient ever entered surgery. Code became one of the most powerful forms of personalized medicine.
Healthcare became something you lived, not something you visited. The future finally understood that emotional health was just as important as physical health. Healthcare no longer changed only when people became sick. It evolved with every stage of life.
Personalized medicine did more than save lives. It gave people more life to live.
The future of medicine was never about treating everyone the same. It was about understanding every human being as completely unique.
By 2100, healthcare traveled farther than any patient ever could. The world's greatest doctors became available to everyone, no matter where they lived. Language was no longer a barrier between suffering and healing. When disaster struck, help no longer waited for roads to reopen. Healthcare finally reached every place humanity called home.
The future measured healthcare by one simple question: could every child receive it?
The healthiest civilization was the one that learned to protect everyone together. Healthcare became one of humanity's greatest shared achievements. Humanity's greatest medical discovery was learning to care for one another.
The future of healthcare wasn't defined by extraordinary technology. It was defined by the simple promise: artificial intelligence became medicine's greatest assistant, but compassion remained uniquely human.
Technology could recommend the best treatment, but only people could decide what mattered most. Robots carried the workload, so nurses could carry hope. The future's quietest guardian watched over every heartbeat without ever blinking. Sometimes the most powerful medicine was helping a child smile before treatment even began. In the operating room of the future, every language spoke the same purpose.
Future doctors mastered artificial intelligence, but never stopped learning compassion.
Technology extended the reach of medicine, but humanity remained its heart.
Artificial intelligence helped humanity cure disease, but kindness remained the medicine no machine could ever replace. One morning, humanity realized something extraordinary. Hospitals had become quieter than ever before.
Pandemics became history because humanity learned to see them before they existed. Medicine no longer fought disease. It quietly maintained health every second.
The healthiest generation in history barely remembered the illnesses that once frightened humanity.
Some hospitals became museums because humanity finally learned how to defeat the diseases inside them.
Once disease became rare, humanity began asking a deeper question. What should we do with a healthier life?
The greatest gift of longer lives was not more time, it was more wisdom shared. Healthcare became humanity's first truly interplanetary achievement. The greatest healthcare system wasn't measured by hospitals, but by generations who rarely needed them.
The future of healthcare was never about eliminating death. It was about giving every human being the healthiest life possible.
The healthiest city in history wasn't the one with the biggest hospital. It was the one where people rarely needed one. Healthcare expanded far beyond doctors. It became the work of an entire community. Protecting the planet became one of the most powerful forms of preventive medicine.
The first prescription every child received was knowledge.
Good medicine often began long before anyone entered a clinic.
Health stopped feeling like a responsibility and became a joyful way of life.
Healthy societies were designed long before hospitals ever became necessary.
Sometimes the best consultation happened beneath the trees instead of beneath fluorescent lights. Healthcare was no longer a system. It became the foundation of civilization itself.
The future taught humanity one unforgettable lesson. The healthiest world begins with the choices we make every single day.
Humanity's greatest medical achievement wasn't building better hospitals. It was building a healthier world.
A doctor's greatest reward was watching healthy lives continue for generations. The darkest chapters of medicine became the lessons that protected the future. Knowledge became humanity's most valuable medicine, and it belonged to everyone. The greatest gift of future medicine was giving families more years together. Human health and the Earth's health were finally understood to be the same story. Wherever humanity explored, healing would always travel beside it.
The healthiest civilization learned to heal nature before healing itself.
Will people ever stop getting sick?
Perfection was never the goal. Continuous care was.
The future of healthcare was never about conquering nature. It was about learning to live in harmony with it. Every journey begins with a single heartbeat, and every heartbeat deserves a healthier future. The healthiest future wasn't built inside hospitals. It was built throughout everyday life. Humanity became strongest when knowledge belonged to everyone. A healthier planet became humanity's greatest medical breakthrough. The greatest hospital of the future was the one that no longer needed to be full. No matter how far humanity traveled, healing would always travel with us. Every innovation shared one purpose: helping humanity live healthier, happier, and longer together. The greatest technologies are often the ones we no longer notice, because they simply make life better. Technology expanded the reach of medicine, but compassion gave it meaning. The future of healthcare is not a destination. It is a promise we build together.